I want to talk about the abortion debate and how it's falsely framed by a female supremacist worldview. And it's a very effective tactic that they use, and a lot of people fall for them. And I fell for them in the past. Like, they play the victim, for example. Oh, the poor vulnerable women, they're in danger, they're going to die, it's their bodies. It used to work on me because I was actually guilted into going against my better instincts and supporting abortion rights. I don't support them anymore. I'm against abortion. I'm willing to have a debate on on the early term abortion, but not late term abortion. So currently, in a lot of countries, you can abort fetuses at a stage that they'll actually be viable with medical intervention. So that's killing, right? That's an awful killing, in my opinion. So, and I don't care what anyone says about it, right? You're not going to bully and guilt me anymore. And I'm not an atheist as well. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in higher beings, right? So it's not a religious reason, okay? Now, I started noticing something was off about abortion even before I became an anti-feminist, because I noticed some women loved bragging about having abortions. So a lot of feminist women will play the victim and go, "Oh, these women are vulnerable. They don't have abortions. They're scared. Oh, yeah, the vulnerable, poor, helpless women." Yet I saw women just be proud of having an abortion. It's the right choice. I can do it because I can. I'm a woman. I've got a right to do this because it's my body, my choice. That set off some red flags with me. And let's talk about the body autonomy argument, because it's absolutely absurd. And I even see MRAs and even people in the pro male collective defending this nonsense, right? Body autonomy, right? It's her body, it's her choice. How dare you restrict her body? Okay, laws restrict people's bodies all the time, all the time. So if someone breaks the law, you send them to prison. That's their body being restricted, right? Isn't it? Yes, it is. And people don't care about body autonomy when it comes to child support slavery, right? These same pro-choice women, they don't care that men are being forced to pay child support against their will under a threat of imprisonment. So the body autonomy argument is a false framing. If you take it to a logical conclusion, you could argue forcing parents to feed their kids and look after them and not letting them starve to death is violating their body autonomy. It's their hands. How dare you tell them to move their hands? So you're telling them to move their hands, grab the food and feed it to the kid. How dare you tell them to violate their body autonomy? It's ridiculous, of course. That's taking the body autonomy argument to its absurd logical conclusion. I'm comfortable controlling bodies of women in certain circumstances in the same way I'm comfortable controlling the bodies of men, right? I don't want lunatics being able to defecate in the middle of the road, right? So I'm going to control their bodies and ask the police to arrest them, then take them to a mental home if they're so deranged that they're going to be pooing in the middle of the street. That's violating their body autonomy. You don't have complete autonomy in reality and in existence. You've got to compromise because you live in reality, okay? So what is abortion? And this is another thing. It's falsely framed as well. It's very dishonest. Her body, her choice argument is a dishonest, false framing, and it's a distraction. Abortion is the right to kill the fetus, and in some countries, it's a right to kill a viable fetus that can still survive with medical intervention after it's been aborted. Right? Okay. So feminists have got to stop using euphemisms and just be honest about what they want. They want the right to kill the fetus, don't they? That's not what it is. It's not. It's not pro-choice, then, isn't it? It's pro-killing. I won't call it murder because they want to have the right to lawfully kill the fetus, right? But I think it should be murder because I think it should be illegal. So, and here's another thing that I've noticed from pro-abortion feminists as well. Okay, they always play up the rape card or the woman has any choice card. She's vulnerable, you know, all the health risks, or all sorts of victimhood, right? The rape thing can be discounted entirely, okay, because rapes are so rare anyway. The odds of getting pregnant from a rape are very, very slim, right? And that's that, okay? That's a real outlier event. And the health arguments, because I've seen women play the health card, and let's have a look. This is from a tweet from from someone. I think this is fake, right? This Jennifer Fuqua, right? I think this is a fake thing that she made. I don't trust her because I don't trust feminists. Feminists lie all the time. I appreciate you reaching out to me about this position. It looks like a great fit for my skill set. However, I will not consider relocating to Texas because of their lack of reproductive rights for women. They haven't taken their reproductive rights away yet, have they? Okay, they've just overturned Roe versus Wade, so it's not guaranteed. But as far as I know, no state has banned abortion yet. I'm a woman of childbearing age, so I'm not willing to risk my safety. If you have any bioinformatics scientist position available for after me, I finished my PhD in approximately 2 years, and in locations safer for women, please keep me in mind. If I was a recruiter, I'll just throw that in the trash, like a psychopath playing a victim, right? The odds of dying from giving birth are slim, okay? And here's the thing. Let's say it's 1 in 10,000 or 1 in 20,000 or 1 in 100,000. I don't know what the odds are, right? There's the life in the belly. It's a vulnerable child. So the woman actually has to take the risks, doesn't she? So let's talk about child support payment, right? That damages men and put men at risk. So if you threaten to imprison men and for not paying their child support for a kid they're not allowed to see, that puts them under stress. That puts their health under stress. That puts them at risk. Puts them at risk of suicide, right? Puts at risk of them going into debt and into poverty and dying of poverty. Yeah? And no one cares about the health risks for child support paying men. And the health risks for child support paying men are far worse for pregnant women, right? There's plenty of women who get pregnant multiple times because it's their fetish. Okay, so we can throw the safety concerns into the trash, right? So it's nonsense. Okay, let's look at this. Zoom in. This is a fake plastic MRA, and this is, I don't think this is MRA falling for a false framing. I think this is a fake plastic MRA on the Tin Man blog, or the owner of the Tin Man blog's Instagram. And this is his reply to the Tin Man. And Tin Man is basically a male feminist posing as an MRA. Akrako. I've said this before, I'll say this again. We as MRAs or men's advocates cannot talk about paper abortion rights for men to be able to call the safe abortion rights for all women everywhere. Okay, two things. I don't like the term paper abortion because abortion is killing. It's terminating the life, right? A paper abortion is not killing, right? You could argue that child might be in worse poverty, might live a worse life, but he's not getting killed, right? And I reject that argument as well because the welfare is more than enough. But I'm not going to equate paper abortions with pregnancy abortions. It's not. It's actually not paper abortions. It's anti-slavery, not being enslaving men, right? Freedom for men from paying for women's choices. That's what it is. So I've said this before and I'll say this again. We, as MRAs or men's advocates, cannot talk about paper abortions, rights for men until we've secured the safe abortion rights for all women everywhere. Wow. So we are not allowed to talk about our rights, us being enslaved, until women have got abortion rights everywhere, right? So that's so fucking absurd, right? So every single country in the world has to have abortion rights for men, or for women, I mean, and then we can start talking about, financial abortion for men. Fuck you. That is disgusting. That is obnoxious, right? So it's not even, until women have all their abortion rights in one country, men can start talking about their issues. It's women everywhere. This is garbage. Garbage. Absolute garbage. Okay? It would not just be hypocritical. No, it wouldn't be hypocritical. Fuck you. Women have already got their abortion rights, you lying piece of shit. It would be downright patriarchal. Fuck you. I'm sorry if I'm being angry, but this is absolutely shocking. The thing that we abhor to the core. No, I do not abhor patriarchal values to the core because the patriarchy does not exist one way or the other. So I'm not for it or against it, right? I'm not against Santa Claus because he doesn't exist. I don't dislike Santa Claus, right? I don't hate Santa Claus, right? And these rights will not just help women, they'll also help men. This is the trickle down benefit of women's rights argument that I've seen everywhere. So he's basically saying abortion rights for women, right, will help men. Right? How come in countries that have got abortion rights for women have had them for years or decades, men have not been helped? They haven't got in their so-called financial abortion. They haven't been freed from the shackles of child support slavery. Because this guy's claims are a lie. It's gaslighting. Unwanted or unplanned boys won't have to grow up poor, fatherless, and without proper love and care. You can fix that by welfare. Women in many Western countries get plenty of welfare, more than enough to raise their kids, right? Okay. Most provision that men provide for women is not for the kids; it's for the status and luxury of the women, right? If we somehow let this slip, many young women will be pushed into prostitution. Oh, that's fucking absurd. That is absurd. They use the most hysterical threat narratives to play the victim for women. Many young men will be pushed towards addiction and crime. This will already burden already broken foster home system. This is garbage. This will also get in the way of people who practice religions which aren't against abortion. We could throw the religious freedom argument to the trash. Isn't the freedom to practice a faith of choice part of the American Constitution? That doesn't make any sense. You could turn that around the other way, because there's plenty of religions that say abortion is wrong. So it doesn't make any sense. You should be bringing religion into it, period. And seriously, how far are we going to let these people go? Gay marriages and contraceptives are next. The writing's on the wall, and we better start acting against it. No, we should not, right? We should not be acting against it. So even you're a pro-choice MRA, okay, you still should not be fighting for abortion rights for women, because there's no trickle down effect for men, right? I've met and talked to plenty of pro-abortion women online, pro-choice women online, who call men who don't pay their child support deadbeats, call them scum. They tell him he should have kept it in his pants, right? But they'll freak out and go berserk if you say the same thing to women. So, and I'm going to talk about a hypothetical scenario, right? Let's say in a country with a proportional representation system, an MRA party takes 5% of the votes. Okay, they take 5% of the votes, they get 5% of the seats, and the rest are the right, the Conservatives, and the left. And in this situation, this hypothetical situation, the right are anti-abortion, and they're passing an anti-abortion bill. And the deciding factor of votes is the MRA party. They're the deciding factor. It'll pass if they vote for it. It won't pass if they go against it. In this situation, MRAs, as a collective retaliation against aggression against the male sex, should vote to take away abortion rights, to punish women collectively. And they should vote against it and should go, listen, next time we're open for discussion on certain bills and certain rights for women, right? But we went against you because you've aggressed against us, and we'll always go against you until you start siding with us instead of going against us. And that's what the stance of the MRA should be. Retaliating against women politically until women stop joining the feminist movement, and the non-feminist women stop sitting on the sideline and letting the feminist movement attack them, right? So the body autonomy argument is absurd. My body, my choice. That can be any law. Every single law in existence restricts the body. And you can't just go, oh no, but it's inside the body. It's different. It's in our body. No, it's not. It's still the same thing. Laws regulate our bodies all the time. Period. Okay? It's just as simple as that. So, over and out.